Hi, this is Liz, and I'll be playing around with an Octave package. This package is called Time, and it just has some date manipulation tools that Octave doesn't already come with. You can download it from OctaveForge along with a bunch of other packages. So here's the URL. Not sure if you can actually see the package in there, but it's somewhere there. Okay. So, as you can see, I've already started a diary for this session. I called it video, and hopefully everything will work like it should. So, I'm going to start off with two built-in functions, and we'll be using them just to check some of the answers that we get. So, the first is called date, and it's pretty easy. You just, type in date, and it'll give you today's date. So, now you can see that, making this video on May 7th, and I'm not procrastinating too much. So the next one is called date num, and it'll give the number of days that it's been since January 1st, year 0. So we'll just use today's date, which is, oops. So it's been 734,630 days since we switched from BCE to CE. So date num is really useful because a lot of the outputs for the functions in this package is in date nums. So we'll be using date num a lot just to double check answers. So the first of the functions in the package that we'll go over is called busDate, BuzzDate. BuzzDate will return either the next business day or the previous one based on the input date. So today is Saturday. So if we put in today's date, actually, you know what? I'm just going to do this. Make things a little easier. Okay, so busDate, today's date. It should give us, I believe, Monday's date, which is the 9th. So just take a look at that, and we'll just check. Yep, so it's perfect. Now, if we want to give us yesterday's date, we're just going to put in an extra thing, which is -1, and it should give us yesterday's date. Just to save time, we'll just see that the last two digits should be 29, and it is. Okay, so the next function that we'll look at is day. This is a really nifty function because it'll give the day of the month from the date or the date num. So we'll just use the answer that we got. So day ants, and remember today's the 7th, so it should give us 7. Oh, no, 6th, because it was yesterday's date. My mistake. All right, so it can also work if we enter a date as a string. So let's just do yesterday's date. And there we go. It can also be used this way, so 5, 6, 11. You see it gives the same answer. There are several other input ways, but just to keep things simple, we'll stick with this. All right, so the next function is called daysact. Let me just type that in, daysact. And it calculates the number of days between two dates. So let's just take today's date. And the 1st. Oh, it should be the opposite way. So the 1st of May. Great, so it's been 6 days since the 1st. All right, and earlier I had accidentally reversed the days, so let's just see what happens. So as you can see, it's just negative. And if we don't include the second date, so we'll just make it today, it's the date num. All right, so next is F bus date, and it'll give us the first business day of the month in a given year. So let's see what it was for this month. It's 2011, the 5th month. So that's the date num, and it should be the second, so let's just check that. Perfect. Okay. All right, holidays gives a vector of date nums that are observed holidays that fall between two given days. So let's take a look for today and July 4th, just to see if it's inclusive. And it looks like it is. Should be Memorial Day and Independence Day, so we'll just double check that. Let's do date num, July 4th. Okay, so we know that date is right. And then Memorial Day, well, let's do a shortcut. We'll do day and enter in 3734653. So we already know it should be in May. Let's just see when it actually is. It says it's the 30th. So I'm checking in my calendar, and it looks like it's right. Great. Okay, so what's next? Is bus day. So is bus day returns true if it's a business day. So if we enter today's date, it should return false because it's a Saturday. Okay, so it's false. But if we put in yesterday's date, which was a Friday, should return true. And it does. After that is, L bus day, which is perfect. L bus date, which actually does the opposite of what F bus date does. So it's 2011, 5, or let's do 4, because the last business day of April is much closer. But yeah, it gives the last business day of the given month and year. And let's just double check the 29th. And checking with my calendar, it's the 29th. Great. Okay, so day has been, really useful so far. So let's try month. And it should work, exactly the same way. So let's see, what day should we use? We'll just do April 29th. So 734622. It should give us 4, and it does. All right, and it can also, like day, work as a string. So let's do today's date. 5. Perfect. Okay, so earlier we found today's date num by using the date num function, and the package actually makes it a lot easier. They have something called today, which will just return the date number of today's date, and that looks correct to me. If you're not completely sure, you can go back into the video and see when we actually did that the other way. And last but not least is year. And as you probably guessed, it does the exact same thing as day and month, except it returns the year this time. So let's see. Oh no, let's put in a date num. Let's do today. So T. Yep, it's the year 2011, and we'll just double check that with a string. and it's right. And that's just a few of the functions found in the time package. For a written tutorial with everything that's in this video, please download it from the website that I created or GitHub. Script and diary files should be up soon. Thank you.